Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of the brand new romantic dramedy comedy from Cameron Crowe, one of my favorite directors. Now we have Aloha, everyone. This film stars Bradley Cooper, Emma Stone, Rachel McAdams, John Krasinski, Alec Baldwin, Bill Murray, and I'm probably missing somebody because this film just has, Danny McBride, and there's a lot of other people in the film. How do I explain this movie? It's not an easy movie to explain. It should be. But for some reason, this movie's a little too complicated for its own good. So, Bradley Cooper plays a guy who works on satellites or something with Bill Murray, who is a billionaire, works for Bill Murray, and he is going to Hawaii because they're going to open up a new part of this base in the U.S. Air Force. They're going to shoot out some satellites with some information and all this good stuff. Bradley Cooper's character is being escorted around by Emma Stone. If I said Emma Thompson, I apologize. Emma Stone. And, there's a little friendship is being born there. It's a Cameron Crowe movie. Usually that stuff happens with people. Love maybe is in the air. To make things even more complicated, Bradley Cooper's ex-girlfriend, who is played by Rachel McAdams, lives there with her two kids. She's married to a guy who's played by John Krasinski. I think that Jim from The Office. And there's also other complications going on here as he has to talk to the natives because there are people on this island that seem like they are proud to be from Hawaii, but not too happy that America is there. So there's lots of other things going on. There's relationships, that have happened in the past. There's this new maybe relationship between Emma Stone's character and Bradley Cooper that's happening here. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of Cameron Crowe. He has never made a movie that has not made me not like Cameron Crowe. I just so many amazing films. Jerry Maguire, Almost Famous, Saying Anything. He wrote Fast Times at Ridgemont High. We Bought a Zoo, one of his current films. I just love that film so much. So I had a lot of high hopes. How could I not have high hopes for a film like this? But for some reason, because of this really complicated, convoluted, very predictable plot, I don't love this movie. For a while, I was going back and forth of how I felt about it. I like the sensibility that Cameron Crowe creates for his film, the likability that he gives to his characters, some of the depth that he gives to his characters, whether they're dealing with life itself or relationships or the current situation that's going on here. But the main plot of this whole satellite thing and what may or may not happen with this satellite. I don't want to give away too much. I felt got away from all the stuff that I was really enjoying. With the relationships between what was going on with Bradley Cooper and his old flame, and dealing with the fact that maybe one of Rachel McAdams' kids might not be from her current relationship. There was something going on there that was kind of interesting. And then Emma Stone, who I loved, and I felt she was adorable sometimes, over the top, and annoying other times. This is going back and forth with her. I love Emma Stone. I love the way she looks. I just love her. I really do. I liked her character. And I liked the chemistry that she had between her and Bradley Cooper. I liked some of the things that happened between Bradley Cooper and Rachel McAdams' character, and that dynamic of that little love thing going, that love triangle between them, because there might be the possibility of something happening between them. So there's all this great stuff going on and all these interesting ideas. Especially one idea that I thought was really interesting that I felt didn't really go anywhere after a while, just because of the satellite plot. There was this interesting where Bradley Cooper visits these natives that seem like they love Hawaii, but they don't really love that America is part of Hawaii, or Hawaii is part of America. It was really interesting. Some interesting ideas that I wish that were explored more than what was actually explored in this plot, or in this film. And then there's some really interesting things that I'm not going to give away in this review, of course. But there's some really nice moments that I felt like this is the Cameron Crowe that I love. They were sprinkled out throughout the film, especially in the final act. Not going to say what happens, but those are the scenes that kind of brought it back for me. Because I was, my feelings were just going back and forth of, do I at least like this film, or am I going to be like, it's okay? I was just down the middle. But with some of the stuff that happens near the end, I couldn't help but go, I like this film. I do like this movie. I have some major issues with it, and if I talk about it too much, I'll probably spoil in this review for anybody who is a fan of Cameron Crowe and just wants to see all his movies because they're a fan of Cameron Crowe. And I think this is probably the only reason you need to see this film is if you're a fan of Cameron Crowe. Just to say that you've seen all his movies. This is definitely far, 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 far from his best films, but I kind of managed to enjoy it for a lot of nice, honest, great moments, great writing by Cameron Crowe. But on a whole, this is definitely his weakest film out of his whole catalog. And that's really hard to say because I really love most of his films. There's some films that I like. This one is the lowest on the totem pole. I'm just so conflicted with this movie. I really wanted to enjoy it on a whole, but I just can't. I do like it for some of the really nice moments that happen throughout the film, and especially how this movie wraps up at the end. I couldn't help but shed a tear at the very end. It was just really a nice emotional scene, and I wish that was the entire film, because this could have been one of the best films of the year. Sadly, it is far, 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 far from that. Still, I managed to like it. I would give it a positive grade, but only slightly, because there's just too much going on for a movie like this. And I think if it would have just gone down to us caring about the characters alone and their situation, I think it would have been a much better film. But there's all this crazy plot that kind of gets really confusing and brought this movie down a lot. And I gotta be honest with myself, but I'm still a fan of Cameron Crowe for his great body of work. This is just something I don't know if I'll ever see again. But it was interesting enough to see it at least once. And for that, I would give Aloha, I'm going to give the film a slight 3 stars out of 4. Being very, very generous here. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share this video. And also, please check out these amazing movie websites. And if you enjoyed this review, please click here to subscribe to my channel, and also please check out all my recent reviews right here on YouTube. Have a great day, live film, find peace, happiness, and harmony in anything and everything you do, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review.